I'm Rachel.
And we're Double Jump. And welcome back to Demo December. I still feel like ridiculous doing that.
It's fine. It's the last episode of Demo
God.
December.
Okay. Welcome to our podcast where we don't always play video games, but we talk about them instead. And this week, for the last week for Demo December, we played Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero. Thank you very much for having it up on the screen so I can read it, because I can't remember the title of it.
That's why I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero, released on January 30th, 2025 for the Nintendo Switch. We played on the Nintendo Switch 2. And,
apparently it's a sequel. We didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
So we went into this completely blind.
Yeah, we have absolutely no
Idea?
No, what's the word? No knowledge of Phantom Brave. Didn't even know it was a sequel when we went into it. We were just like, hey, so before we decided to do Demo December, but when we were listing out the demos that we wanted to play for Demo December, we each looked at all the demos on the Nintendo Switch eShop, and we made our own list. And whichever we each had in common, we played. And then there were a couple that I wrote down that Chrissy didn't. We kind of picked and chose. Mm-hmm. And we both added Phantom Brave. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's an RPG. Kristen might like to play it. So that's why I wrote it down.
And then I saw it, and I was like, oh, there's ghosts in it. So Rachel might like it. So that's why I wrote it down. So we were very thoughtful for each other.
We were. And we were like, hey, we have something in common, even though we wrote it down for the other person. But personally, it didn't seem like we ourselves were interested in it. We were just thinking of each other.
Yeah.
And
which was very sweet, right?
Yes, yeah. And it was a trip. It was a trip.
We didn't know.
Disclaimer, again, we went into this completely blind, not even knowing that it was a sequel. We know absolutely nothing about this game, or the first game, for that matter. Mm-hmm. What I do know is that Phantom Brave is a pretty popular series, apparently. Mm-hmm. From when I, researched it after we played it, and I did a little research, and I was like, oh, it's actually pretty popular. So we have an unpopular opinion.
Yes. Again, yeah, this is our opinion. It's not our thing.
No. We weren't fans. Literally, we played for like 30 seconds and we were like, yeah, what is happening? The beginning, okay, I like RPGs. Mm-hmm. I love RPGs. Don't get me wrong. But the beginning of RPGs are always such a drag. And if you guys know me, I don't like to read so much exposition all at once. It feels like an info dump to me. And most RPGs, the very beginning, it's all backstory and there's origin narration and it's all the introduction of the characters and stuff. I'm like, I want to get to know the characters as I play. It's a video game. I'm not reading a book. This is supposed to be interactive. Let me do something.
Which is fascinating to me because one of your favorite types of games is visual novels.
Yeah, but I mean, with visual novels, it's like... I mean, it's like that in between of reading a book and a video game. Like, I go into visual novels knowing that there's very little gameplay mechanics. Okay. And the majority of the visual novels I play are like the Ace Attorney series, where there is a lot of thinking involved, and the gameplay is minimal, but it's observation and it's like
and
point
strategy
and click.
And everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're still doing something, but it's more so a book than anything else, but there's still a lot of thinking involved. And with RPGs, I feel like a lot of the beginning, it's just like, let's lay the foundation. And it's like, okay, can I walk on the foundation? Or do you just have to drape it out in front of me and I just have to sit here and look pretty while you explain things to me? Because if you're going to lecture at me, I'm not going to listen.
Fair enough.
We all know this. I tune her out all the time.
Yeah. See, me with RPGs, like, I grew up, like, reading all sorts of fantasy books. I had maps and everything, too. I enjoyed listening and learning the lore of the games. So that's why I enjoy RPGs. And yes, the beginnings can be very slow, like, as they introduce everything. But to me, I'm like, I don't know these people. Give me some background. This is fine.
Yes, but I want it done differently. I want it explained to me differently. Mm-hmm. Rather than it just being like, here is literally 5 minutes of cutscenes and backstory narration, and then because that's how Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero started. There was like a there was just so much exposition.
Yeah, it was at least
at
a
the
good
beginning.
10 minutes of it at the beginning. Which, being the sequel, like...
It was all narration.
You probably needed to have some sort of background being the sequel. I get that.
Yes. Well, I think that's the other part of the problem, and that's not of the game, that's of me, is because it is a sequel. So most people going into this game probably already recognize the characters and know how Phantom Brave as a whole works. Whereas we were going in completely blind. So I think that was the other thing too, because it was kind of confusing. And I think if I had known that it was a first game.
But with that said, even though we did go in completely blind, that first like 10 minutes or so of all that, of the info dump, as you like mentioned earlier, like we had other NPCs like talking to us, being like, "Oh, you're this person, you're this hero," and giving us all this exposition. And I'm gonna go back on what I just said. Like, even though it's a sequel, wouldn't you know? If you played the first game, you would know all this background stuff. But even as someone who had no knowledge of this game, I felt that it was too much. I'm like, I'm bored of this. I don't care who this person is.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Let me figure this out.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
like, let me, like, instead of just laying it out for me, let me explore and, like, meet these people. Because, yeah, the beginning, it was all cutscene and narration. It was, like, a story narration. And then it went into
it was pretty.
like a cutscene. It was very pretty. Then it went into a cutscene of like you and another character and then a third character who was like completely starstruck by you, probably because of the events of the first game.
Probably.
Which we had no. We were like, what are we talking about?
I know.
Like, I'm not a hero.
Like, it's like I'm a literal child apparently, and this ghost guy is my guardian.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes.
That was another tough job, Marona. Being a chroma is really dangerous work.
You helped a lot by destroying the monsters.
How old are we?
As always, thank you, Ab.
Seems the people here were much more afraid of sulfur than we
Are
thought.
we like 10?
I don't know.
And he's like,
I mean, he's a phantom. Apparently, he doesn't look like the other phantom from the beginning.
yeah. Okay.
Which means if she lost her parents at a young age and he lost his life around the same time, and he's like an adult now, so like, what is the age difference?
I don't know. That's why I'm confused. Even like, I mean, he sounds like an adult. He looks like he might be like 18, 20, something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope we
And
get
she's
more
a
requests like
child.
this one from
Yeah,
pilots
although
that
because of the
couldn't
anime
reach
style,
before.
she's probably like 21.
I know. It was weird.
It was.
It was really weird, and I don't. Maybe it's probably explained more and maybe better in the first game, but for us, we were like, I don't understand. I don't.
The voice acting I didn't like either.
No.
I have like no offense whatsoever to the voice actors themselves. I just didn't like it.
It was
Probably because we were being a literal child. I'm like, I am in my mid-30s. I don't want to be this literal innocent-looking child who apparently everybody loves in the world.
Yeah.
And apparently she loves everybody else in the world and is like, no, we can't do bad things. Let me go beat up these ghosts. Like,
Yeah, it was just like, it was very like
jarring?
typical anime uwu style voice. Like the
Yeah.
high-pitched, like when you, what's our name, Marin? Or is that the phantom ghost that we meet, like the first ghost?
His name was Ash.
No,
I think.
not him.
Oh, not him?
No, the girl that like when you start chapter 1 and you go into the game, you meet like your first ghost aside from Ash, who's supposed
You mean
to look-
Apricot?
Ah.
Don't rush.
Is she dead?
Yes, Apricot.
Whose voice? I don't know
Yeah.
whose was worse, hers
She
or
was-
Marion?
Because she was like, every time you walk, even when you're controlling Marin and you walk and you pass by Apricot, she's like, do you want to come talk to me? And I'm like, stop talking. Like, no, I don't want to hear
Rachel
your voice.
legit shut off the voice acting.
Yes.
Like midway through a conversation with one of the other NPCs, she's like, I can't stand this anymore. We had to shut it off.
Yeah.
Adjust the battle voice volume. Ah, okay, fine. Just the event voice volume? Maybe that's what it is? Sound effects background. Alright, hold on.
Which thankfully you can toggle the voice on and off.
But the little quips are still there.
The little quips are still there, and they're still talking throughout the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's talk about the battles. Because when you're playing a, turn-based strategy RPG, the battles are, the core mechanic. And you really want that to be good. And even that was kind of a letdown.
I mean,
it was confusing. It was confusing.
The game even stated so. It's a bit confusing.
I know, we weren't recording that part.
We should have. No, but, to go... I had a thought. What'd you say right before that? Nope, I lost it.
Okay, well, what I was going to say is I know that when you play an RPG, the first couple of battles, they're always going to be tough. They're always going to be confusing because there's a lot of brand new mechanics and features being introduced to you that aren't typically in any other game because that's what you want. You want your game to be unique. And this game certainly is unique. Just wasn't for me.
No.
Because when you get into a fight, there's a lot of different things you can do in battle, and for me it was just too much. And let me state right here that when we played these demos, we only played roughly about an hour, just to get a feel for the game, initial first thoughts, and so it's not like we didn't deep dive. There's probably more mechanics that we haven't discovered yet.
I think that was my thought, saying to be fair, we only played for the first hour, so yes, there's going to be tutorials and everything. We did play on the normal difficulty, so to me, that felt like a lot of tutorials for normal difficulty. We kind of forgot we did normal difficulty and thought we did easy.
It's explaining the different mechanics that are unique to Phantom Brave, because one of the things is that your main character, she can see and speak to ghosts, and she has this connection with them and whatnot. I'm explaining it in a really piss poor way, sorry. But in the battle, she can summon these ghosts, but you're not summoning them, you're confining them to different items that are on the battlefield. And these items being a rock or a tree. It's kind of random. So she can summon a ghost and say, "You be this tree," and then the tree turns into the ghost. And I don't know how that works. I don't know the whole lore of the Phantom Brave world, but that's how it works. So you play as her, and you can confine different ghosts that you meet to different objects, and then they do the fighting for you. I mean, Marin can also fight, but she punches. She's terrible at it. I'm sure she gets better the longer we play.
Well,
but,
I think that's the main gimmick, though. Her thing is ghosts and spirits.
Oh yeah, no, she's. Essentially,
we can give her an axe and she can hit someone, but
Yeah. Because if you defeat an enemy, they'll drop their weapon. You can go and you can pick it up and you can chuck it, or you can just wield it. So it overall it's cool. The battles are pretty cool. I just didn't like the setup of them, because the other thing is with those types of turn-based strategy games, you have a certain amount of places that you can move, and it's usually in a grid. Well, this is a circle, and there's no guidelines. It's just one big circle, and then as your character moves, there's another circle around them that gets smaller the closer you get to the edge of the big pink circle.
It's not needed. The pink circle shows your radius, your area of where you can move.
That's
and
the word.
Yellow circle shows you how much space you have left to move, how much movement you have left.
Oh, why didn't you explain that 10 minutes ago when we were...
I just thought of it. I'm sorry.
Okay. That makes more sense now.
I'm glad.
Okay. But still, I didn't like it.
No,
I didn't like the...
You didn't need both. One or the other would have been better, and the whole graphics... Again, the graphics were pretty, but they were very, very bright, and I like the bright, colorful graphics. That's nice. But there's so much going on that you don't need all this extra indicators, all these extra signals for it. It's have the unique battle mechanics, but keep it as simple as possible. Don't have your game tell me it's a bit confusing. Let's go to the fight anyway. I'm like, this does not give me confidence in this setup.
We got a big kick out of that.
We're like, what?
We did.
I'm like irrationally angry at this game. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, we just didn't. It just didn't click with us.
No.
It's not a bad game. I just want to lay that out there. It's not. Like it's a good game, and there are many people who like it. Obviously, it's a sequel, but it just wasn't.
It wasn't for us.
It wasn't for us, and I think with the radius, I don't mind having the pink circle and the yellow circle. Now that you've explained it in a manner that I can actually understand, because I was like, what the heck is the point of the yellow circle?
There is none.
But it doesn't look pretty, and I would have preferred the grids. I think the grids would have computed better in my brain.
It probably would for me as well, because I play a lot of Fire Emblem, like
yes, yeah,
and stuff like that too. I'm like, that's kind of what I expected in all honesty, like some movement like that. Yes. I understand wanting to be free with the movement. I get that.
Well, yeah, that's true. I think that they're trying to make it so that instead of you can only move like in the 4 cardinal directions, I think it was trying to give you more range
of motion.
But the thing is, you still have that barrier, so it's kind of what's the word?
Fake?
False?
A tease?
Yeah, it's like you're still gonna hit that invisible wall.
But not only that though, too. It's like your attacks still have a range as well.
Yes, but it doesn't show you until you actually hit the attack button. So it's like you'll move, you'll get close-ish to a bad guy, and then you'll hit the attack button, and it's like, here's the barrier of how far my attack will reach. That's the bad guy, my mic, and it's like right here. So then I have to exit out, and then I have to go like this, and I have to be like right in the bad guy's face.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's more like long-range attacks and stuff like that too at some point.
Yes,
but,
yeah.
But that's the other thing. It's like, why don't like in like Fire Emblem, when you move a character, you have like, okay, blue spaces are where you can move, red spaces are where your attack will land. Like it shows you one and done. Thank you. I can strategize with this.
There's too many steps. There's too many steps to the battles in Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero.
I want to think during my battles. I want to have strategy. I want to think during my battles, but I don't want to have to think about the mechanic itself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
No,
okay.
it does, because when we did another quick battle right before we started recording, because we played the demo a couple of weeks ago, and we are just now getting the chance to record the episode. So we played a few more minutes of it, and we did another battle just to get a feel for the controls again. And what did you just say?
I don't want to have to think too much with the battle. Like, I want to play the battle. I want to strategize, but I don't want to add all those extra steps.
Yes, that battle, there was no strategy. I was just like, okay, well, my character is going to get stopped at this point, and that bad guy is the closest, so I'll just go over here and punch him in the face. And that's it. It was just the...
Yeah, I wanted to strategize in terms of the battle and the story itself with the characters, rather than just the limitations and the mechanics of the battle.
What?
When doing an RPG battle, I'd rather strategize with the battle itself in terms of the story and the characters and their limitations, rather than limitations of the game's mechanics. Still didn't quite get that?
No, I forgot to listen. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
I was thinking about Boo.
Why?
Because we usually have something here, and I was like, oh, Phantom Brave, we don't have anything for Phantom Brave, but there's ghosts in it, so I was like, why didn't we put Boo here?
You can go get Boo if you'd like.
No, it's okay. Explain again.
That's okay. When doing an RPG battle, okay. I'd rather think of strategy in terms of the characters themselves and the story itself, like how that battle relates to the story and the characters.
Yes.
Rather than dealing with the limitations of the mechanics.
Gotcha.
Because that kind of limitation brings me out of the story, brings me out of the game, because now I'm being like, well, the button's not letting me do what I want.
But I'm sure there's probably some of what you say later on if we continue to play the game.
Yeah,
I think right now it's probably too early that it is focused more so on the mechanics because it's teaching you how to play the game so you can follow along the story.
Right, but it's also, this is like the third or fourth battle in the game as well. If your mechanics are that complicated for an RPG,
yes,
then you're not going to keep my attention for the story.
No, that's fair. That is fair. But third or fourth battle, I want to say fourth, mind you, only 2 of those battles were for chapter 1. The other battles were like, not even the prologue, it was just like the beginning.
Yeah.
And those were like, because the first battle is Ash, like, I don't know, sacrificing himself?
I don't know.
I guess because the big bad guy shows up. I assume he's the big bad guy for, like, the whole story. And he shows up, and then we're like, we gonna fight you. And then Marin's like, I'm dying. And Ash is like, save yourself. And then we get kicked off to an island, and we don't know where Ash is. We don't know what happened to him. But, like, Marin's on an island, and she's like, wah, wah.
Also bothers me. Because it's like, okay, we just had an NPC tell us how amazingly strong our character is. And then the first tutorial battle thing, she gets put in a chokehold and then tossed off the ship. And I'm like, what?
I think because he sucked her powers.
Is that what? I don't remember. Usually this is the opposite, but I don't remember.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure when he grabs her, I think he was like sucking her powers. And that's why she's all weak, and that's why she's back to being level 1. Because it's a sequel, so she got super strong in the first game, so they needed a reason to have her be weak and start at level 1 again at the beginning of the sequel.
Okay.
I will.
You just thought of that right now, right?
Yeah. It makes sense, though.
It does.
Right?
No, it does make sense.
Our notes for this are stupid, by the way.
Why? Because I mostly took them?
No, I'm reading. This is my handwriting.
And then it goes into my handwriting.
There was a difficulty choice, which we did mention. We played in normal mode, but you could choose easy, normal, or hard. I do wonder what the difference would be if we played, like, easy.
I know.
Or something.
But I'm not curious enough to try it.
Yeah, no. Me neither. I put ghosties in caps. It's apparently a sequel. It's cringy. Lots of exposition in begging. I spelled beginning wrong. I didn't even spell begging correctly. I wrote Begingg. Do you see that? In my defense, Chrissy was at the controls, and I was like hastily writing notes.
I think we were just angry at it. We were just like so upset.
I don't know if we have the time and the means for, like, if you guys want to see more Demo December and we do this again next year, if we have the means to do so and actually record our faces when we record the demo gameplay, because really when we were playing Phantom Brave, we were both like,
like, oh God. No, Rachel was like that. I was just angry.
Oh. It wasn't. It was a fun hour for us. I wrote voice acting is just okay. WTF is the story.
Is that your handwriting or mine?
That's my handwriting. Now it's Chrissy's handwriting. Bouncing mushrooms. Literally, you wrote bouncing mushrooms. Bouncy mushrooms.
What is the note beforehand?
I don't. Both thought other would like this. Nope.
Oh. And then bouncing mushrooms.
Yeah, because when you're on the island, there were mushrooms, and you can, or was it in the middle of a battle? No, I think it was like when you're exploring outside a battle and you're like wandering around. There were like mushrooms on the island, and like we jumped on them and they went boing.
I have no memory of
I don't know why you wrote it down, but it's a note. There are bouncing mushrooms. Legit turned off voice acting. We actually, look at us go. We actually mentioned all of our notes in like our initial discussion. We did not talk about the character creation. Chrissy, take it away.
I didn't like it. Like, so it's like you get to one point, you're in the island, like, okay, let's create the characters. These are other ghosts that we're able to summon, as far as I remember. So you create the character. It's like, okay, what kind of character? Do you want a healer? Do you want a fighter, striker? Do you want a merchant? Do you want a mage guy? So you choose the class. It's like, okay, choose a name. There's randomized names. We have a mage called Psychic Historian, because apparently that's a name choice. I think
Yeah,
it's a mage.
some of the random names were
A choice.
yeah, and then some of them were just like regular common names.
We have Susan as the merchant, I think.
yeah,
So-
who I believe was almost named Kristen.
I think Rachel popped up at one point too. But
I don't think so. Kat did.
Kat did. Okay.
That's our cousin.
So, who has been on this channel before? If you want to dig deep enough, that's a challenge for you
Please
guys.
don't.
So,
You don't need to go look at our live streams from like 2017.
but they're there if you want. So, you got all that, and then you're able to choose the stats. Like, they give you stat points. You're able to allocate it however you want. There's an elemental hierarchy, apparently. I think wind, fire, earth, lightning,
Ice.
ice.
Ice was one of them. I think it's just 3.
Yeah, wind, fire,
And ice, I believe.
Okay, we'll go with that. We were like, okay, get plus percentages or minus percentages depending on which element you choose. We had no idea. It's like, if we give a plus in this, does that mean we're stronger against it? Or does that mean we get hit harder against it? I don't know.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. It over-explained so much stuff about the battles and the
And the
battle
story.
mechanics and the story. But when it came to character creation, it was like, here's your template, go nuts.
Yeah, there's very little guidelines for it.
Which
is fine. Like,
Like, fine. Like,
if I have to do that and then I figure it out later, that's great. I
Right,
like that.
yeah.
Give me that.
I actually did like that little feature, though, that, like, you could kind of choose your character's weaknesses and strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, that-
and kind of, Pokemon style it.
Yeah, no, that was fine. But then what I also disliked about it, or what I didn't like about it, I should say, was that after you create the characters, all right, now these are ghosts that you can summon and confine in battle. Great. But then there's also all these other features that are locked behind certain character types. Like, we couldn't have the shop until we created a merchant. We can't have a healer's tent until we actually create a healer, which we haven't done yet.
Really?
Yeah, that
Oh.
was all locked. Which, to me, it gave us a false sense of character creation. It's like, okay, create your army however you want it. Do you want all mages? Good, go for it. Do you want all fighters? Good, go for it. But you can't have any of these features unless you make a specific character of this type and assign it to them. I'm like, well, why don't you just give me the character then? Like, be like, okay, here are a bunch of ghosts. Here's a fighter character. Do what you will with it. Here's a healer character. Do what you will with it. Like, adjust the stats and everything too. But don't make me go through and create a whole army and then tell me after that, like, oh, you need this specific type for this specific feature.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
If there were only a few features like that, like if it was only the shop and the healer and then maybe 1 or 2 others, fine. Give me like a little training facility. I need a fighter for that. Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But there was like about 12 of these features that were locked behind certain characters creations.
Yeah, there were a lot.
Yeah.
Which is cool in theory. Like, I like having a wide variety of different characters to choose from.
Like in theory, yeah, no,
to create
maybe
with. But
maybe it would be interesting if we had unlocked that, but like there was so much there that I'm like, I don't want to spend another hour just creating characters to unlock these features. I play an RPG for the story and the characters.
right, yeah.
If I have to create the majority of the characters, okay, fine. But if they're just general creations and there's no personality behind them, why would I care?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
That was kind of ranty.
I mean, no, it's fine. I mean, it was all good information. I actually didn't mind the character creation process because I do like it when RPGs allow you to customize your party like that. But I do agree with you to, a certain extent. Like, I think, and I know I'm repeating myself, we kind of sort of had this conversation before we started recording. I think for gameplay mechanics and just to help explain the process of character creation and what the different classes can do, I think that's why it says you should have this type of character if you want to do this. Like, I think it forced you to create certain types of characters so that you could get a feel for what they can do. And I think, I know, okay, hold on. It's coming to me. I don't I understand if that's the case. I understand why they did that. I don't necessarily agree with it because you can't cater a game to every single player type. And I think that might have been their way of people, like if Phantom Brave is like their first RPG, or they're not used to playing, or they've never played Phantom Brave before. So they're like, these are all the things you can do with our characters, and these are the different classes and things that they excel at and things that they're not good at, and so on and so forth. But I think for people who have played many, many RPGs before, if they want to, even if it's a new game and they want to challenge themselves and they want to have an entire team of just healers and just punch bad guys in the face the entire game, they should be allowed to do that. And I'm not saying that once you create all these characters, you don't have to use them. I'm pretty sure you can create as many characters as you want. So it's like you create these initial characters to unlock the shop, the healer tent, whatever, and then you could probably use those characters if you want, or just create like a whole team of fighters. And you can do that. So the flexibility is there, but from what you're saying, it's kind of sort of wasting your time to
I don't like the execution. Flexibility, yes. Execution, no.
Yes, like they're kind of forcing you to spend time to create all of these characters. And it got to a point where we were trying to unlock certain things and we were trying to see the different classes and stuff, and we were creating the characters, but when it came to figuring out their stats and stuff, we were just clicking buttons and we were like, let's keep it going so that we can actually go forth with the story and stuff. And maybe if we weren't playing it, just the demo, and we weren't planning on playing for just an hour, if we had actually picked up the game and it was just the two of us playing and it wasn't for double jump or anything, I don't know. Maybe we would have sat there and been like, this is really cool, and we would have, taken our time with it. Yeah, but I mean, part of a demo is to basically tell the player, this is something you would really like, or this is something you wouldn't like, or, you can wait for it to go on sale and give the full game a try later. And I gotta be honest, the demo for Phantom Brave, it was just too much, and it was packed with so much. And I mean, granted, you can't have a demo be in the middle of the game. Obviously, it's going to be the story. It's going to be the first chapter.
I mean, you could if you weren't a coward.
And there's going to be a lot of exposition and tutorial stuff and things like that. I mean, that's part of the point of a demo, but it turned me off from the game because it was just too much packed into a little thing. Not even a little thing, but...
Keep talking. I'm just trying to know for something in the future.
Okay.
I won't remember it.
Yeah, I just think, I don't know. In terms of a demo doing its job, it did do its job, and it told us that this isn't our thing.
Yeah. And it will be deleted from my Nintendo Switch too. Apologies to anyone who does not share our opinion, but...
Yeah, it was just, I am
it's just
curious.
Not our thing.
I'm curious to know how many people out there have played Phantom Brave and have played Phantom Brave The Lost Hero, and what your thoughts were on it. Because for us, as two people that enjoy RPGs, we just didn't...
It didn't click.
Yeah, and I wish I did. I wish it did, because it had good music. I didn't really care for the voice acting. We already talked about that.
But it gave us the option to toggle it off, which was fine.
Yes, and I did enjoy the graphics. I thought they were crisp. I thought the little chibi characters were adorable.
Yeah.
I liked when it got to like the cutscenes and the visual novel style. I liked the artwork. There were a lot of good things about the game. I think they just packed too much into it for my tastes.
Right, especially for at the beginning.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah. So would you buy the game?
No.
Yeah, we already know my answer.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, any other last minute thoughts on that?
No, those were my last minute thoughts.
Oh, okay, good. All right. No, I mean, so I got really nothing else to say either.
Okay.
So yeah. So tell us in the comments if you've played these games or if you're gonna go give it a try based on what we did or did not say on this. We release a new podcast episode every Saturday at 9. We have Let's Play things going now every Tuesday and Thursday. Right?
Yes.
That's when we every Tuesday and Thursday we have random articles and blog posts on our website at doublexjump.com every Wednesday at least. So, yeah.
What are you thinking of me?
We haven't recorded in a while. I'm trying to remember what the heck we say to end
Oh
an
my
episode.
God.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.